This week, County Executive Leopold sat down with two county employees who are making a splash, each in their own way. First, he talks with Robert Hubbard. He's our new Director of Inspections and Permits. So let's take a look at what Mr. Hubbard has in store for INP.
Hello, this is County Executive John Leopold for another segment of Week in Review. With me today is Robert Hubbard, our new Director of the Department of Inspections and Permits. Robert, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Mr. Executive, and thank you for appointing me to this great position here in Anne Arundel County.
Inspections and permits for more than 2 decades that I'm aware of has always come in for criticism that the people say that they're not getting their permits processed fast enough. It's just a perennial complaint that I've heard all my time in public life, not only as county executive, but previously when I served 20 years in the General Assembly. You have had a great deal of experience in Montgomery County in a similar position there. First, let's start with your experience in Montgomery County. What are some of the lessons you learned in Montgomery County that might be useful here in your new job?
Well, thank you. I have nearly 29 years of experience with Montgomery County, and the last 10 of which we're creating a department that's very similar to inspections and permits. In Montgomery County, we combined all the regulatory functions that the executive branch managed into a single department. And it was my responsibility to meld all those component parts together. We strived, as I will strive here in Anne Arundel County, to provide the highest level of customer service while ensuring compliance with Anne Arundel County's regulatory requirements.
Well, you've only been on the job about a month. You found out where the men's room is, I assume.
Absolutely.
But in this 1 month, I know it's early, but what are your first impressions?
My first impressions are we have a great staff here in Anne Arundel County. They're very hardworking. As you said, they have a very full plate in terms of their responsibilities. And it's hard to please everybody in a regulatory capacity. We're going to approve some things that other people are going to disagree with. We're going to be appealed when we issue certain permits and don't issue certain permits. So it's a double-edged sword in terms of our responsibility. But we have to ensure that we are issuing permits that comply with the laws of Anne Arundel County, that the construction that ensues as a result of those permits is done in compliance with the codes and the standards, and that if they don't, that we have the ability to take enforcement action that will correct the violations that occur.
Do you yourself ever go out personally and look at some of the sites?
I enjoy that very much. I try and get out every week with an inspector in one of our various disciplines to see what's going on out in the field. I think it's important to be out there to see how we interact with the public, to make sure that as we're conducting our inspection services that we're doing it in a consistent and fair manner. The other thing that I've done in this short time that I've been here, I've already had a chance to visit with the judiciary and watch our inspectors in the courts and see how the courts respond. And I have to give credit to your law department, John Hodgson in particular. They do a fantastic job in supporting the department from what I've seen and from getting violators assessed penalties and appropriate penalties when they're in violation.
Sometimes people will say, you know, I just have a small project, a deck or some other small project in their minds, and they ask, well, why can't those small projects be handled on a faster track than some of the larger ones? What's your response to that?
I think we need to look at that, how we can streamline our permitting process. In my past work in Montgomery County, we basically processed every residential permit application except for the major additions to homes in an over-the-counter type of review. Now, we do offer that in Anne Arundel County, and it's offered every Wednesday, not just for homeowners, but also for small businessmen that have small projects where they're not changing the use of the tenant space. We allow over-the-counter reviews. I'd like to see us be able to expand that process, of course, but times are tough economically. We're not going to be able to grow our staff, and we have to work within the resources that we have. But we certainly will look to that as a goal for streamlining the permit process.
So much of government is interdepartmental cooperation. Do you find that you're working with planning and zoning and other departments in your job?
Absolutely. Key is planning and zoning and the Department of Public Works. We have to play off of one another as we approve these plans and be certain that every step is followed during the development and regulatory process. And those two departments certainly are key. We also will be working closely with the Information Technology Department to see how we can enhance our technologies to help streamline the permit process.
The website, I guess, is critical. People have what is the main, if they have questions, what's the main website site that they should contact?
It's, of course, you go to the homepage for Anne Arundel County government and go to departments, to inspections and permits, and that will get you to our website. We do offer some limited internet permits, primarily the trade permits, that individuals can apply for and obtain online.
How many inspectors are there now?
There are roughly 60 inspectors.
And I know these are tough budgetary times for all of us. Do you see that maybe is an area where we wish we had more, that we could do a better job if we had more than 60?
We always wish we had more, to be more proactive as we go about enforcement, but we really rely on the public quite a bit to assist us when there are violations seen in the community, and we encourage the community to advise us of those violations. As a matter of fact, I have a telephone number. If you see land grading activities or critical area violations that you would like to report, the number is 410-222-7777. And it's a 24-hour monitored line. We will try and respond within 24 to 48 hours for any of those types of violations.
So people should know that they can make complaints anonymously.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll respond to any complaint that we receive.
Let me ask you about Robert Hubbard, the person. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Maryland, in Montgomery County, and raised in Montgomery County. I still reside in Montgomery County. My wife is an employee of the Montgomery County government. She's a librarian. And so I've chosen the commute while she finishes up her career with Montgomery County. And when she retires, we'll consider our relocation. Certainly Anne Arundel is a beautiful community.
Who's the politician? You or me? I'm just kidding. Then you went to college.
I went to the University of Maryland.
Oh, most of your time was spent here.
I've been a local boy all along. Yes.
Did you do graduate work?
No, just undergraduate work. Bachelor's degree in urban studies, architecture as a major, as a prime major in urban studies.
What about your do you have children?
I have 2 grown children, and
where are they?
They're right now living with me. My son has moved back from Montana.
Oh, really?
While his wife pursues a doctorate degree in nursing. And I have their family, 2 granddaughters, also at home with me. And
where in Montana was he?
He was in Bozeman, Montana.
Oh, sure, the firefighter capital.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful spot. As a matter of fact, I keep a vacation home out there now because I'm an avid fly fisherman, and I love the waters out there.
Okay, okay. Well, listen, I very much appreciate your willingness to serve this county and its people. We're always looking for ways to improve our service at all levels of government. But I'm hoping after this second term, after these 4 years of service, that we'll find that we've made certain efficiencies and improved the process. I know everybody in the county is looking to see us do that, and we're both committed to do that. So thank you again for your service, and thank you for listening to Anne Arundel County Week in Review.
Carl, I've got to say, you know, you look at all our departments in the county, and IMP, they do so much. I mean, these guys, you know, your approval of your building permits, and you can think, okay, you bring your paperwork in, and you get all your approvals, and you're good to go. But really, what they're doing is they're making certain that that structure you're building or that grading activity that you're doing is going to be safe for years to come, so that it's a good quality structure.
Safe and compliant from buildings big to small.
That's what we do. Well, the Department of Inspections and Permits is one of the, as we said, most complex agencies that we have because it deals with all construction projects, large and small, throughout Anne Arundel County. Whether you're building a deck or a shed or a multi-million-dollar casino, you have to go through this department. Robert Hubbard is going to be working very hard to increase efficiency in the department and make it easier for citizens to know all the rules. We'll have a lot more to report in the coming months about that and other issues. Well, in the second half of our show, County Executive Leopold will be talking with Gina Ludo from the Department of Recreation and Parks. You won't want to miss this one.
There is more Week in Review to come. Take a look at the community calendar for what is happening around the county. Stay with us. We'll be right back.